Hi everybody and welcome to my very first FlossTube video. I am really excited to reach out to the community this way, a community I didn't even know existed until about 3 months ago, searching for something to fill my time during lockdown with. I stumbled across somebody's recommendation and then fell down the rabbit hole that is FlossTube. So I guess quick introduction. My name is Rachel Jukes, soon to be Rachel Pritchard. I'm getting married. I should already be married, but my wedding was postponed due to lockdown. We were 2 weeks out from our wedding day when lockdown happened and we had to postpone everything. It's very sad, but we're hoping to celebrate in 2021 instead and hopefully be able to have all of our family and friends celebrate with us, which would not have been possible this year. So fingers crossed that everything goes as we had planned. Okay, I'm going to jump straight in and let you guys know how I got started with cross stitch. When I was little, my mum, she didn't always have a project on the go, but whenever she did start something, she would zone into that one thing and do almost nothing else. I guess probably part of her bipolar disorder sort of went into that. When she became very tunnel vision, I will focus on this. With her projects. I loved them. She made a set of cushions for my grandmother, which were one Pegasus and one unicorn on like a navy aida. I've got the book somewhere because I wanted them so badly, but my mum was so sick of stitching on navy aida by the time she had finished both cushions that there was no way she was ever going to make them for me. Like I said, I have the book with the patterns in, and one day I will have enough time to get around to making them for myself, because it's something that I have wanted since I was very little. I think I must have been 8, maybe 9 at the time. I spent a lot of time with my grandmother growing up, and I needed something that would occupy me and keep me quiet. My grandmother is, or was, very much of the mind that children should be seen and not heard. So when I was spending time with her, I needed something that would keep me occupied, and so my mom brought me a Lady and the Tramp stamped cross-stitch kit. And I don't have the piece anymore, but I loved it, and I was very determined that I was going to finish that. I remember sitting on one of my grandmother's rugs and watching, I think it must have been like The Wizard of Oz, or possibly Labyrinth. She had like 2 VHS videos in her entire house, and they were the 2, Wizard of Oz and Labyrinth, and I would sit on the rug with the dog and watch those 2 films and do my little cross stitch. But that's how I started, and then I sort of revisited it really in my teens, and then after I graduated from university back in 2009, that's really when I started exploring cross stitch a little bit more, and really sort of, I had subscriptions to like 3 different cross stitch magazines at one point. You can't see them now because they're all packed in the garage, but the amount of charts I am in possession of from magazines is insane. And I'm sure I will share some of them with you in future videos, and that will be lots of fun. Most of my finishes were given away as gifts. I don't have a lot of them anymore. I have photos of some of them, and again, there's something that I can share with you guys in future videos. The finishes that I do have, okay, I have 2 items that I can share with you now. One is a card which I picked up, not in the back, they're in the folder, is that? card that I picked up to give myself a break from my Heaven and Earth Designs piece back when I was focusing that on lockdown. I got a little bit burnt out. I was making lots of mistakes, so I put it down for a few days to give myself some breathing room, and during those few days I did this cute little kit. You can see there's like a mummy owl and a baby owl, and I think it will be really great as like a birth card, you know, congratulations on your new addition sort of thing, and I'm hoping to give away at some point. The kit actually came with little googly eyes to put on the owls, but for some reason it did not like my glue, so I left the googly eyes off and just did the stitched ones, and I'm still super happy with it and how it turned out. I think it looks really cute. I do like the free gifts that they give out, particularly with the British magazines. They're always something slightly different. The World of Cross Stitching does a lot of cards, but this was actually from Cross Stitcher, and they always have something a little bit different, like a key ring or a bookmark, or, you know, something just a little bit different. Like this is cut out and stuck on the card in a circle rather than with a little aperture frame sort of thing like a lot of the cards are. So yeah, Cross Stitcher I think do the best freebies with their magazine. So there's that, and then there's my bigger piece. Now, because I've tended to stitch as gifts for other people, I've never really had time to do anything myself. So last year I did this again. This is from a magazine and I don't remember which one at the moment. I will try and find it and put it in the description box. So this is my set of 4 capital cities. So you've got London and Paris on the top, and then New York and Rome on the bottom, and you'll notice that there are dates. They may be flipped, so I may have to find a way of showing a photograph of this with the dates the right way around. But these are the dates that I visited each of those cities with my fiance for the first time. So London, April 2017, Paris was May 2017, my 29th birthday. It was an amazing weekend. I've never felt so. It's my first time travelling outside of the UK, and it was very exciting for me, and will always sort of be in my memory as that was my first foreign adventure, and sort of opened my eyes to what travelling was and why everyone was so into it. I had always thought that if you'd seen one city, you'd seen them all. In my head, I had been to London, so I had travelled to a different city, and that was every other city was going to be just like London, and why would I need to see them? I got it eventually, and now, yeah, I've travelled extensively and intend to continue doing so. So there was New York, which was August that year, and then Rome, which was the following May 2018 for my 30th. It was my top of my bucket list, so the fact that I got to go there for my 30th was unbelievable. So I hope to have this framed at some point soon, once everything's back open. I'm going to pay to have it professionally framed, and then it will hang hopefully in the hallway of our new home, because we just bought a house but it isn't finished yet, so we can't move in until the beginning of next year, because it currently, we walk past it every week and it currently has no roof or windows, so we will not be visiting it we're not moving in anytime soon. But very exciting that this will be, you know, finished and framed and hung up in our first home that we own together, and that it's so personal to us. So that brings me to whips. Works in progress. I have 3 whips that I'm going to share with you now, because some of my other ones are quite old and are away in boxes and out in the garage or whatever. So there are 3 that I'm going to share with you now. Okay, so the first is the one that I've been working on today, my fiance's Auntie Joan loves penguins. So for her birthday, I purchased, where is my pattern? I purchased this from Etsy. So it's made by the Little Stitchery, and it is the Penguin Chick chart. Okay, from the Furry Babies series. She has a pattern for pretty much every animal in the world as a baby. I had a long time ago saved her red panda chart and hedgehog chart because they are my favourite animal and my fiance's favourite animal respectively, and I can't wait to stitch them at some point. But for my fiance's auntie's birthday, I'm going to stitch her the penguin, and here is where I am at with that. So you can see there's a lot of white in the face, and then I've got some of the greys done, and I've started moving down as well into the little arms, wings, I guess I should say. It's a penguin, they don't have arms, they have wings. So I'm very, very excited about the progress on that. I've actually uploaded that chart to Pattern Keeper. I was thrilled that it worked, and if I load up Pattern Keeper now, I can tell you how far along I am. I do love the fact that it tells you what percentage you are at all times. So I'm 35% into my little penguin chick design. It's very exciting. I was going to do Jolly July, but I don't think I'm going to have time. I've been working on this for a week and I'm still only 35% of the way in, and her birthday is at the end of the month, so I need to finish it soon. So I think Jolly July will have to be something I do next year. Side note, I do love Christmas. I'm a bit of a Christmas geek. The first Christmas that me and my fiance were together, he was not prepared for just how crazy I get in December. I am like the Christmas fairy. So my other whip, my big whip, my Heaven and Earth Designs whip, I love it. So I'm unrolling the ridiculous amount of fabric that the Heaven and Earth Designs takes up. But here we go. So this is the beginning. It's the first 3.5% of Amy Stewart's World Travel bookcase. And I'm just gonna bring it nice and close so you can see the detail. The little Indian lady and the little Indian elephant that's next to her. So this is like 18,000 stitches that I've done so far out of 406,000. Yeah, and this has taken about 3 months to get it to this point. The back is an absolute state because I'm a cross-country stitcher. So the back is just unbelievably messy. But no one's ever going to see it, apart from me. But yes, this will be continued in August. I'm putting it away for July, and I'm not going to come back to it for a whole month. I wanted to leave it and have some space so that I don't get burnt out, because I do tend to, if I focus on one thing for too long, get quite burnt out, make lots of mistakes, and I don't want to do that with this absolutely beautiful work of art. I'm stitching it on a 25 count, which is the highest count I've ever worked on, and I brought the, is it Easy Guide or Magic Count or something like that, with the grid lines already on it, and it's making it so much easier than trying to do it without any gridding. So very, very happy with my fabric choice. So that makes 2, and my third work in progress is, I'm not sure whether this class is a work in progress anymore. I haven't worked on it in 5 years, and I've come back to it a few times and I'm not happy with the coverage, because it was started so long ago. I didn't know as much as I know now. I hadn't picked up as many tips and tricks as I know of now, and I certainly, if I was to start it today, I would not have chosen to do it with 2 strands. So it was my first adventure into evenweave, and it was a chart from a magazine. This is the front page of the magazine chart. So it is the Gruffalo. You may be aware of the children's story by Julia Donaldson, illustrated by Axel Scheffler. And yeah, so I used to be a primary school teacher, so this was always going to be something that hung in my classroom. And now I don't have a classroom anymore, which is probably why this got abandoned, is because I decided teaching wasn't for me. And so, as much as I wanted to have this hanging in my classroom, it just never got finished, and I'm not super happy with the coverage now. If I show you how far I got, so I've done the top right hand corner and the writing, and I've gotten all these trees done, and I started on the Gruffalo here. And if I bring it really close to the camera, you can probably see what I mean about the coverage. There is just an awful lot, or I think an awful lot of white showing in between the stitches, and I'm just not super happy with it. This is so this is 28 count even weave, so it would equal out as the same as a 14 count aida, but I'm just not happy with the coverage at all. Who knows, I may change my mind and actually go back and finish it and give it to a friend who has a child or something, but at the moment it lives in a bag out of the way and I don't look at it very much. Like I said, it was my first adventure into anything other than aida, and once I got used to stitching over two, it sort of became second nature to me. Yeah, so this, I do like looking at it, but I'm just not super happy with the coverage at all. Who knows what the future brings? I'm sure none of us expected 2020 to be as weird as 2020 has been, so who knows? Stranger things have happened. So put that to one side. And the next thing I had to talk to you guys about was haul. So I don't have anything recent that I bought, but about a month ago I was given some money for my birthday. So it's actually a couple of months ago, because my birthday is at the end of May. I was given some money, and so I wanted one of the fancy sort of project bags that I see on all the FlossTube videos that I watch, but there didn't seem to be any in that style that were available by UK companies. If you know any, please enable me. Drop me a link in the comments. I've looked. So instead I brought this bag from a lovely lady in the UK, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. I have a bit of an obsession with Beatrix Potter, as you may have guessed. I wrote an essay about her when I was at college. So I did an essay on children's illustrators. I focused on Beatrix Potter. The charms that are on the bag are also just super cute. Look at those, they're amazing. And there's a few on the zipper as well. So I'll try and show you that. There's a swan, and then there's a little carrot too, which I thought was super cute. And it's really well made, and it currently stores all of my floss for my Heaven and Earth Designs project are all stored in here, so I know exactly where they are. And yeah, I'm just so super happy with it. So that was my big purchase for my birthday. I have plans. Okay, so exciting plans. I'm going to be continuing with my penguin for probably the next couple of weeks until it's finished, and then I will be returning to my Heaven and Earth Designs at the beginning of August. If there is any time in between, I may stitch a few Christmas ornaments. So I hunted through the gaps, through all of my charts, and I found this is a magazine page that I've laminated, but it was these lovely Christmas festive memories, it was called, and it was designed by, here we go, designed by Susan Bates. And I wanted to turn these into, so instead of stitching them all 9 together, I was going to stitch them separately onto plastic canvas and turn them into little tree ornaments that I can give out to my family and friends as Christmas. So I've already cut the plastic canvas, not that one. Already cut the plastic canvas down to, that can't be right, that doesn't look big enough. Nope, that's the size that I cut them to. So this is apparently the amount of plastic canvas I will need to stitch each of the little ornaments. So yeah, that one's just like a couple of squares too small. But so I've got plastic canvas here to do 3 of them, all ready to go. They are super cute, super fun. I'm hoping, I mean, it says the stitch time for the whole thing is 60 hours, but that's between 9, so like 60 divided by 9. My math brain is not working at the moment. But yeah, I'm super excited about doing some of those. I've always wanted to make ornaments of plastic canvas and I've never have, so it'll be a nice little challenge for me if there's any time in between finishing Penguin and moving on to, or back to my Heaven and Earth Designs World Travel bookshelf. So I guess that's it for my first ever FlossTube video. I'm going to do the Know Your Needleworker hashtags in my next video, so I'll be able to fill you in a little bit more about me. If you have any other questions, do drop them down in the comments below. I'm really excited to get chatting to other people in the community and hearing what you guys all have to say. I don't have any friends who are close by who are stitchers, so it's always super interesting to have contact with you guys out there who share this interest with me. I'm super excited to see what you guys have to say. Wow. So that is it. I'm all done with my first FlossTube. Have a great couple of weeks, everybody. Hopefully my next video will be up in a couple of weeks. I don't want to commit to every week because I just don't think that's sustainable, but hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll be able to show you a finished penguin and yeah, see what happens. But until then, stay safe, keep washing your hands, keep wearing your masks, and I will see